10 tips to edit faster in DaVinci Resolve. Use the cut page. If you got an edit that you're working on where you don't actually have to make too many adjustments, you can easily just drag and drop in the cut page. If you highlight footage and hit the keyboard shortcut Shift F12, it will automatically append your footage to the end. A preview of your footage can also be seen by these little blue indicators letting you know how it lines up. You can also move them around to stack the footage on top of one another. Up here, you have the options of how you view the footage. If you change it to strip view, you can actually double click and then just scrub through it and it will play in the preview. You can quickly hit I and O to select the in and out points, hit Shift F12, and it'll pin that in and out marker to the end of your footage. If you're editing for social media like Instagram or TikTok or YouTube Shorts, go up here to the upper right hand side, hit the little arrow for the drop down, and that should change your viewer. So if you change it to portrait mode, now to adjust your footage to be full screen, hit that drop down menu again, go to custom timeline settings. Now this feature is only in DaVinci Resolve 18, so if you're on 17 or lower, you have to manually input the dimensions. But in 18, you can actually check here and it will change the timeline resolution to a vertical video. To get your video to fill out the full frame, go to mismatch resolution, hit the drop down arrow, and you're gonna hit scale full frame with crop. Select it and then hit OK. Then your footage will resize itself. Learn your keyboard shortcuts. If you go over to the left-hand corner and click DaVinci Resolve, you have keyboard customizations. You can go through here and read through them, or you can go through here and set them to whatever best fits your needs. If you're coming from a previous video editor, you just drop down menu here, and you can actually have these selections here, where you can actually go through and use your keyboard shortcuts that maybe you're accustomed to from a previous video editor. Boxing mode is a good thing to use if you have like high-quality footage, say 4K or higher. Seeing how playback of the footage can weigh down your computer, if you go up here to the top and hit playback, you can scroll down to timeline proxy resolution. Right now it's at full, you can drop it down to half. You don't see much of a difference in clarity of the footage if you zoom in. But if you go down to playback, timeline resolution, go to quarter. But I'm mistaken, this is 5K footage I got from ArtGrid, so you don't see that much degradation in the footage. But if you go to the scroll wheel here, under your master settings, you can go to optimize media and render caching. You can actually change the proxy mode. Yes, right now it's set to automatic, but you have these different options you can go through. You can also go change the codecs for it as well. Now, none of this has any bearing on your final resolution when you deliver it. Whatever your resolution settings are here in your timeline, that is what's going to be the rendered out project. You're just changing proxy mode to make it easier to work with on your timeline while editing. Now, when color grading my clips, I always change the color of them. So if you right click and go to change clip color, just for instance, I'll change this to orange. When you're on the color page and you create a grade, whatever clip is graded, the number above that clip will be highlighted with this little indicator. Then, of course, you can actually hold control and select those other clips. Navigate back to the original clip that you color graded. If you're using the mouse with the scroll wheel, press it in and it will actually color grade the rest of the clips. Alternatively, if you go to the clip itself, right click and hit grab still, you go over to the gallery, you'll see your still image there. If you don't have your albums on, just hit this here and it'll open up this little menu. And then you can actually take that still and slide into your power grade. These are other power grades I've used before, but if it's the same footage or same settings, like a talking head setting, you can actually go back and just double click whatever node tree or color grade that you created at that time will actually apply to your new clip. Now your power grade is kind of like the power bin on the edit page, and it stays there and is available for every project. Bypass is something simple. If you just want to get a smooth playback of your footage, but you have a heavy color grade or heavy effects from Fusion, you just go up here to this little icon here and click it, and it will undo. Well, it won't undo it, but it will basically allow you to bypass that color grade or those special effects to play back your footage in a smoother playback. Now, do understand this does not undo any of your effects, because this actually won't let you see any transitions or titles or anything like that. Bypass allows you to only strictly view basically your footage. You can just hit it, cut it back on, any effects, anything, special effects, transition effects, anything like that will automatically pop back up. Now let's get into Fusion. If you're working with something in Fusion that has a lot of motion blur, high quality footage, and it's really bogging down your computer, but you want to be able to actually view your effect, just right click in this little bar here where you see the play button at. You right click, you can actually cut off high quality and you can cut off motion blur. You can actually see there the footage cleared up. Now that doesn't take it away from your effects, and when you go back to the edit page, you will be able to see it on the edit page. But for right now in Fusion, this will make it easier to view and preview your effects. Setting files are a great way to save any Fusion effects that you create without having to recreate them all over again. Now, a while back, I did a freeze frame scratch out effect in this video here. This here is actually the node layout. It's not extensive, but it does take a little while to set it up. But once you set it, you can actually just save it out. You can save it out and use it again later. So say for instance, I attach this to this node here and take the flicker effect and attach it to the media out. It'll bring up the footage and then creates that freeze frame effect. You still have to do the masking yourself, which I actually have a download for this on my website. It's a settings file. You just drag and drop into a blank composition. And to show you what I mean, I'm gonna move this to the side and I'm actually grab the settings file, bring the setting file in, just drop it in the blank composition and automatically populate the composition with your nodes. Any settings or anything you tweaked or changed in the inspector tab automatically gets saved as well. Just drag and drop. Now to create a settings file, you basically want to select everything except for your media in and your media out. Once everything's selected, you can right click on any one of them, go to settings and go save all or save as. You want to give the file a name and then place it somewhere in a folder, somewhere on your desktop. Now, as an alternative, you can also create a macro out of this. So if I go through here and select all, right click, and go to create macro, I can give it a name. I'm just gonna call it test for now. Now, if you're trying to make a macro for the edit page, you'll have to go through and actually pick all your parameters, but we're not worried about that for right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and select file, save as a group. And this is actually the macro folder. Hit save, it's gonna place it there. So next time you come into another composition, you hit Control and space, type in whatever the name of the macro you created, bring it back up, it'll bring it up as a group. You right click, ungroup, all your nodes are there. And once again, any settings, anything you created or adjusted in the inspector tab will automatically pop up as well. If you got a little intimidated by the scratch out effect video and all the different nodes, but you still want to use that effect, just go ahead and download. I'll leave a link in the description down below and you can just drag and drop this into your project. Be sure to learn your presets. I actually have a whole video right here where I go over presets. I'll leave a link for that in the description as well. But just real quick, if pretty much anywhere you see this little menu in the drop down, it may be a menu for presets there. One thing that's not really clear, to go here where you see your timeline, it'll bring up a little menu. If you right click on it, it will actually bring up a menu. On the timeline setting, you can actually export a timeline. This is not really a preset, but you can actually set up your timeline how you want, export it to your desktop or to a folder, double click, and it will just launch you right back into DaVinci Resolve. Now, for example, if I go here and just double click this little timeline preset, it brings it up, loads it, and any A row, B row, all the different names and stuff I made on the side are here. Alternative, you go into Fairlight, go up here to the top where it says Fairlight, preset library, change the equalizer presets to global track presets, and these are all different presets you can create yourself. I go over more in the previous video. Like I say, the link is in the description down below. You can create your own sound library in DaVinci Resolve. There's a tab up here. If you click on it, there's actually some of the sounds I have. I actually linked to a folder. So on my desktop, if I go here and hit this little three-dot menu, hit add library, it'll bring up the folders. I have a folder just called my XFS library. I click on it and hit select. It will ask you what you'd like to rescan. Basically, I do this every time I add new sound to that particular folder. It'll rescan it and add it to my library. Once scan is done, it'll say scan successful. Now, when you're adding sounds, you want to make sure you know the actual file name. Otherwise, it make it hard to find. Alternatively, you can actually put in these little three dots here, little 3 stars. If I go back and delete this, I'm going to hold shift, hit the number 8 key, it'll bring up the 3 stars. It will just list everything that's in your sound library in alphabetical order. So all my different sound effects I've gathered over the years or so, all right here in this one folder. Of course, you can double click to play them and then just drag and drop on your timeline. And the last one I've gone over before in other videos, but
repetition is the father of learning.
Knowing your node flow, mainly is these 3 icons here. If I hit control and zoom in, the green icon, blue and the yellow. Green, of course, is the foreground, which you can see there in the lower left-hand corner. The yellow is the background. The blue one is your mask. And if you right-click on the output of a node and drag and drop over another node, once you let go, it will actually ask you where you want to place that particular output. So for this one, I'm actually going to put it in the foreground, so it's going to connect to green. Now, if I go back here, right-click, drop it down, let go, and hit effect mask, it's going to connect it to the blue. If there are more inputs in this, if I have a text node and I go into the shading on the text, go down to where it says type and change this to image, You'll see the blue one, the blue icon moved up top. And now you have this new white one. If you highlight it, it says called color image. And this here, you can actually input images, but I'll go over that in another video. So out of these teams, which ones of these that you already know or already use as part of your workflow? Let me know down below in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video.